Kristen Deborah Modafferi was an American barely 18 years old when she mysteriously disappeared in the early summer of 1997 after finishing her job at Crocker Galleria, located in San Francisco. She was a sophomore at the University of North Carolina and had recently moved from North Carolina to Oakland. Born on June 1, 1979 in Danbury, Connecticut, she grew up in Charlotte, North Carolina, the daughter of Debbie, a teacher, and Bob Modafferi, an electrical engineer. In 1997, after completing her freshman year at the University of North Carolina, Kristen decided to travel to the San Francisco Bay Area for the summer to study photography at the University of California, Berkeley. She used the electronic bulletin board Craigslist to find a room in a house on Jane Avenue in Oakland where four other men lived. Kristen found part-time jobs at both the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art and Spinelli's Coffee Shop, located in Crocker Galleria in San Francisco's financial district. The disappearance occurred on the afternoon of June 23, 1997, just 3 weeks after she celebrated her 18th birthday. After finishing her shift at Spinelli's Coffee Shop around 15:00, Kristen informed her co-workers that she intended to go to the Baker Beach public beach where a party was being held. Normally, after finishing her shift at the coffee shop, Kristen would leave the mall immediately. However, this time, at 15:45, colleagues spotted her on the second floor of the mall in the company of an unknown blonde woman. Investigators were never able to identify the woman. Also on the same day, Kristen got in the field of view of the CCTV camera in the shopping center when she withdrew money from an ATM. It is important to note that no one was seen near her at that moment. The next day, June 24th, was to begin a course on photography at the University of California at Berkeley, for which Kristen was enrolled and for which she had already paid $925. However, as one can easily guess, she did not show up for the first class. In addition, on June 24th, Kristen was supposed to pick up her $400 paycheck at the coffee shop, but she never showed up there. Unfortunately, due to certain circumstances, Kristen's disappearance was not announced in the first few days after she disappeared. Due to the weekend she spent at work, her neighbors in the house, the four men with whom she shared housing, noticed that she had not returned on the evening of June 23rd, but did not pay much attention to it, perhaps because they did not have a close relationship with her. 3 days after the disappearance, Kristen's father, Bob, left a message on the answering machine of the landline at the house where his daughter lived. Kristen's neighbors called him back and informed him that they had not seen her for 3 days. After that conversation, Kristen's parents rushed to San Francisco. 4 days later, on June 27th, after the last sighting of her, they filed an official missing daughter report with the Oakland Police Department. Too often in situations like this, police will respond to a missing person report, but may not immediately begin an active search based on the assumption that the missing adult may have left voluntarily and will return soon. That's what happened with Kristen's disappearance. Police officers announced to Kristen's parents that young people her age sometimes leave the family circle temporarily and return a few days later. Investigators also hope to question an unidentified woman with blonde hair who was seen in Kristen's company at the mall on June 23. They reached out to the public through local media outlets, but were unable to find any witnesses who could identify the woman. The Jane Doe herself also did not contact the authorities. A few days later, police brought specially trained sniffer dogs to the Crocker Galleria shopping center. The dogs were able to follow Kristen's trail to a nearby bus stop. Next, police checked all the stops on that route, and at the final stop, in Sutro Heights Park in West San Francisco, the dogs again found Kristen's trail, but it led no further than the stop. A search of Kristen's room revealed the San Francisco Bay Guardian newspaper, which highlighted an ad on one of the pages. Friends, female, looking for friends to hang out with who enjoy music, photography, working out, walking, coffee, or just the beach. Interested? Give me a call. Was it an ad posted by Kristen or did she decide to respond to it? The police say they have been unable to identify the source of the ad, and it has become a mystery. All available sources mention it, but do not explain why the author of the ad remains unknown although the ad does include a phone number that would supposedly lead to the author of the ad. 4 men who rented rooms in the same house where Kristen lived were questioned, but were removed from the list of suspects after questioning. Police did not reveal details but confirmed that they had no reason to believe they were 100% involved in Kristen's disappearance. Kristen's parents have offered a $50,000 reward for any information that will help bring their daughter back. They also enlisted the help of a private detective, but unfortunately, the detective was unable to provide any concrete evidence to the family. On July 10, 1997, KGO-TV received an anonymous call from a man who claimed that 2 women had killed Kristen and gave their names. The caller turned out to be 36-year-old John Onuma, who lived near the Crocker Galleria shopping center. After initial questioning, John Onuma admitted that he had falsely accused 2 women whom he believed were responsible for firing his girlfriend named Jill Lempo. Onuma claimed he had never met Kristen. Traces of blood were found in his apartment, but experts later determined that they belonged to a cat. As a result, the police concluded that John Onuma was not connected to Kristen's disappearance, and he moved to Hawaii in 1999. As the years passed, the police investigation was inconclusive. Many people besides the police tried to help the Modafferi family solve Kristen's disappearance. In 2015, Paul Dostie, a former Mammoth Lakes police sergeant, came to the house where Kristen lived before she disappeared. He claimed that his dog could detect the odor of human remains even after many years. After conducting a search using his dog in the basement, the dog signaled the presence of human remains. Paul Dostie urged the police to break up the concrete floor in the basement and excavate. He also offered to review the interrogations of the 4 men who were Kristen's roommates in that house. However, the authorities did not respond to his statements. In February 2017, Drive Arbet Was, a forensic anthropologist at the University of Tennessee, visited the house and found traces of blood near the threshold. Moreover, he retrieved fragments of human DNA that matched the samples provided by Kristen's parents. However, the police were skeptical of his findings. The Kristen Modafferi disappearance case is still open. Friends, who do you think is responsible for Kristen's disappearance? Please write in the comments. All the best. See you on my channel.